We are live. This is live. That's really hard to say, actually. You should be able to hear us. If you can't hear us, let us know, and we will fix it. Welcome, everyone. We're in a very the configuration that we're doing right now to be able to have both of us on screen. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it work. We're so glad that you're here. I'm kind of talking a little bit to give people time to show up if they want to. If you're there, say hey, so I know that everything is working.
We got Eli. He says he can hear us.
Eli's here. Again, so glad that we're doing this. This is gonna be a very fun stream. It's a birthday stream. That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over what?
I'm just scooching.
It's a very small space. We're trying to, usually it's just one person. We're trying to make it work with two. We're doing great so far. So I can go over really quick what we're going to be doing tonight. It's going to be very fun. First, I'm going to really quick, if I can, I'm having some technical issues, but I think we can make it work. I'm going to show you what Galaxy of Heroes looks like on PC. That's going to be fun. If I can get it to work. It's working fine. More on that later. So that's going to be fun. It's now on PC. I love it, personally. Can't take my desktop to the breakfast table with me because that's where I like to play it most. But, so we're going to do that. And then right behind you is the other thing that we're going to do that you can hold up. We're going to play with some conversation cards. A birthday gift from this one right here. Almost as if you knew we were doing a stream today and we needed a game to play. Or you just thought I would like them.
I thought of using in the stream last night. I did not think of it before that.
It's going to be really fun. I did not have them previously, and now I do, and we're going to play with them. And ask each other some questions and stuff. And then after that, I'm just going to play Hunters, and we can all hang out and talk about books, and all of that. Once again, welcome to the stream. Say hey if you want. We're going to have a lot of fun. And again, thank you so much for being here. I know this is a weird time on a Sunday. We're working on it. We're going to figure out how we want to do this in the future. So first, I can kind of show you. There's only so much I can show you in Galaxy of Heroes because, like, there's only so much you can do before you run out of stuff and whatever. So I'll kind of show you around a little bit and go through maybe a battle or two. And then we'll come back and I'll play some conversation cards. So we are going to switch to back to the fabulous Patreon screen that my wonderful producer made specifically for you. We'll switch back to that really quick and get set up. And then we'll be back. And we are back. If you saw that, no, you didn't. Sometimes you try to get things to work better, and they don't. But the show must go on. There's a quote I like from Tina Fey, having to do with. I don't have it. It's a Saturday Night Live quote. It's like, the show must go on whether it's ready or not. Anyway. I didn't ask you. How are you?
Doing fine.
Good. I hope all of you are doing well. The way that this is set up right now, I cannot see you. I cannot see the chat, but we will fix that later. All right, so this is what Galaxy of Heroes looks like on PC. It looks the same, just a little bit different because the screen is bigger. I really like that the screen is bigger. It just lets you kind of experience it a little better. We can just go into a random battle, and I can show you what it looks like. That is a very interesting. I did not pick that. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. This is our team. Why? Okay. Go anyway. It's the graphics you'll see are just really smooth. You are not prepared for that. Are you okay? Are you all right? The game may be a little bit too loud. If it is, I can fix that. This character is crazy. But like, look how smooth. He's losing his mind. Absolutely losing it. There we go. I didn't realize until just now. It's really loud in my ears. So if it's too loud for you and you cannot hear us, let me know and I will adjust that volume really quick. You've never actually like watched me play this or heard.
Eli is saying it is too loud.
It is too loud. That is really good to know. Give me a minute and I will fix that. Nope. All right. I forgot that happened. Awesome. Cool. It's gonna break. It's gonna break, and there's nothing I can do about it. Actually, to solve this, I'm going to switch back to a break screen really fast, hopefully faster, as fast as I can, and I will fix that volume for you really, really fast. If you see anything you're not supposed to, no, you didn't. right, we're back. I will work on fixing that. I don't need to explain it to you. We did our best. Look at everyone in the chat. This is so fun. I didn't ask you because I wanted to ask you when we started. You just started reading. You just started reading a new Star Wars book, new for you.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that for a minute? Because we
Yes.
are here for Star Wars books, just in general. You're,
Oh dear. Sorry.
yeah.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
If you, yeah, don't worry.
All
about
right. Yes, I just started reading yesterday. Chris Kemshall's Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire.
It's good. You came downstairs after reading the intro and one chapter.
Yeah.
And you were like, my life has changed forever.
Yes.
The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire is a fantastic book. It's a reference book. So maybe you don't normally gravitate toward those. But I think you should make an exception for this one. Yeah, it's a reference book, but is it really?
It's so much more.
It's so much more. I don't want to spoil it for you. You may have noticed that if you listened to my review or my interview with Chris, you may have noticed that we kind of had to dance around what this book actually is, because kind of like the experience you had where you didn't really know going in what you were getting into. And then that experience of figuring it out and discovering, oh, that's what this book is going to be like. Magical.
Yes.
Right? So, you didn't have that spoiled for you. And I think everyone's been doing a pretty good job of letting the book kind of speak for itself. It might feel intimidating. It's a long book. It's got a lot of words in it. But it's very, very good. Highly recommend. Highly also recommend listening to my interview with Chris, because we had a lot of fun trying to persuade people to read the book without actually talking very much about what was in the book. Not an easy thing to do, but we did it. Should we play some conversation? Let's open the box.
All right, let's open the box.
Open the box and see what we got. This is a very
Ah,
exciting.
okay.
There's one on the floor.
No, it was some cardboard that's
Okay.
inside. I think that's just
I got it.
keeping the. All right, there we go.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so these are sorted in different categories.
Uh-huh.
So I remember from hearing Kelly talk about this on a podcast. So we've got the galaxy. We have the Force. Hang on, let's figure out where this is. Okay. The galaxy, the Force. We've got technology.
Oh man, I don't know if I'd be good at that one.
All right. Well, they're not like trivia cards.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
conversation cards.
I know, but I mean, just
We've got creatures.
they're not trivia. We should play trivia sometime.
Yeah.
One of these.
We got characters. And is that everything? What's this little book? Oh. I guess it's little potential answers to the cards, something like that. Okay. Anyway, we got these 5 categories. Pick a category.
How about you guys pick a
Okay.
category?
Yeah, pick a
You
category
all
for us.
Pick a category, and then once the delay catches up, we will throw out a category, and we'll do that one. It's gonna be a minute, so we still gotta talk. My bookshelves, which are behind us, have not been rearranged yet. I know you're all waiting, anticipating this grand reveal of what it's gonna look like. Listen, I don't even know what it's gonna look like yet. It's gonna take me. Here, I'll explain the process to you, because there's quite a delay. We're not gonna get your answer for a minute. When we do, let me know. But I gotta take everything off the shelves. I gotta dust the shelves, because I've never done that before. And then I gotta sort, organize everything, try to figure out where I want to put it. And then, you know what I gotta do after that? I gotta put everything back in a different order, but I still gotta do it. It's gonna take me so long. But if you're not on our Patreon, they will be the first to see what that process is like. and get some updates. So yeah, head on over to that if you'd like. It's only $1. It's only $1. What do we got?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. You can pick the next category. Let's do characters for this first one. And
all right,
then
characters.
Be careful with the...
Okay. All right. Pick a card, any card.
Oh, I get to pick. I get to pick because it's my birthday. Oh, there's so many. This one.
All right.
Oh, they're so pretty.
All right. Ooh, good one. What is your favorite quote from any Star Wars movie?
My favorite quote from any... favorite quote. I gotta think. You have one? If you have one, you can...
I'll think on it.
I'm also thinking on it. There's a lot of Star Wars quotes that are really good. I don't want to pick, like, May the Force be with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, like, go for the one that, like, why have, like, all the Star Wars quotes just, like, disappeared from my brain? I used this on a podcast not that long ago, and I'm going to use it again because it's for some reason the only one I can think of. I wouldn't say it's, like, my favorite of all time, but you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. It's, what does your heart tell you? Listen. I'm just trying to continue speaking. But listen, it's a good reason why I really like this quote. We use it all the time.
Yeah.
In, like, literally everyday conversation because it kind of reminds us, like, when we're trying to make a choice, sometimes the best choice really is the one that you feel is the best one, the right one, even if it's the hardest one. Ooh, I just got emotional. Even if it's, like, the hardest choice and you don't want to make it, like, if your heart tells you that's your destiny, so to speak. It's not always that, like, sometimes we use it to decide what we're having for dinner. Like, it's not always that deep.
Yeah.
But, you know, I use it in other contexts, too. I will say that to myself and be like, what is the thing that you need to do right now? In a moment where, because sometimes you don't know what to do. You don't know what the right thing is, and you gotta figure it out.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I will give... Okay, Tom threw out his in the chat. He said, we are what they grow beyond. So
Ooh,
Yoda from The Last
really
Jedi.
good one.
That is a good one. Let's see. For mine, I was thinking about it while you were talking about it. There's a lot of good options. I think I'm going to go with Qui-Gon, your focus determines your reality. I think it's a really good one.
He's a really good one.
It's just, yeah, I love the context of it, that, you know, he's telling it to Anakin as a child. And yeah, I just love the message of it, of, like, it's like, yeah, the things that, like, I mean, I'm just gonna like reductively repeat what he says, but, like, I really think there is sort of a truth to that, of, like, the things that you give your attention to or don't give your attention to, right? Like, will shape the way that you kind of move about the world, how you look at people, how you think about yourself and your situation, and, like, where you're at, where you're going in the future. I think there's something, yeah. I think there's something profound and important in that insight.
I really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes, like, you know of a really good quote, but, like, it's not just, like, right there at the surface, except for apparently what does your heart tell you, which is the first thing that I thought of. I have another one. I know this is like a more well-known one, but, like, rebellions are built on hope. Like, I think, you know, more and more that becomes more relevant to the current times that we live in. And just in the sense that, like, you know, like, if you have something to fight for, like, it doesn't matter what it is. If you want things to be different than they are, if you want things to be better, if you keep your mind and your spirit on that thing, and you have that to keep going, like if you have that hope, you can make it through anything. That's always relevant, I think, no matter what it is. You can kind of, the thing about Star Wars, and especially like quotes, is you can kind of apply it to a lot of different things and make it work for whatever situation you're in. One thing I like about Star Wars, just as a story in general, is, you know, you can take a lot of the messages from it and apply it to your life, many times in a positive way. I do it all the time.
I'm curious. This one might be hard in terms of like pulling it off the top of your head, but just because like what I'm seeing happen in the chat, and because of, you know, this being Now This Is Lit, do you have a favorite Star Wars book quote?
Do I have a favorite Star Wars book quote? This is really hard. I do. I'm gonna try to think of when I'm gonna keep talking as I do, and then I'll hand it over to you to keep talking while I think. I will be reading a book, and I will either highlight things or I will like mentally like tag something as like, oh, I really like that quote. Can I ever think of any off the top of my head without it in front of me? No. No. There were a lot of quotes from Temptation of the Force that I highlighted. That like half of that book is highlighted. Not, I like, for the record, I don't actually highlight. I mean, like in my little Kindle app, I highlight. I don't like highlighting books unless it's like a second copy that I have dedicated to doing that. Do I have a favorite book quote? Do you have a favorite book quote?
I do.
You go.
Yeah, I actually have to go get it because it's a back cover quote.
Okay.
Or so hang on, let me go get the book.
Yeah, do that. Good luck getting out of here. It's gonna be a struggle.
We need a better setup.
I
think we'll do it from my office.
Okay, we can do that. You just won't get the bookshelves in the background. Do I have a favorite book? Well, I don't know. I don't like. Listen, I have to store a lot of information in my brain. Book quotes don't always stay in there. They go far away. Then they come back. What book are you looking for?
I found the book, but the back cover only is part of the quote, and I want the full quote.
Oh no! Well, how are you gonna?
Hang on. Don't worry. I'm gonna find it online. Just keep talking.
He's gonna Google it. That's what's gonna happen. Man, I wish I was better at remembering. Like, what I should do is have a running document of like my favorite book quotes that I come across for situations just like this when I need one. I can tell you there are a lot of conversations between characters that, not even just a quote specifically, but like that really stick in my mind. A lot of the time, sometimes I'm doing something like this, like just talking to you, and my brain just completely wipes itself. I don't know what books are. I don't even know what my favorite one is. That's not true. I always know what my favorite books are, except for my favorites often switch, because that's why I don't do like rankings, or like I did one episode very early on in the show that was like my favorite Star Wars books, and I'm not sure like most of that list is still. I should do like an updated version of that or something. Did you find it?
Yes.
You did. You found it. Do you remember it now? Is it in your head?
Yeah. No, I screenshotted it.
You screenshotted it.
Okay, so my favorite Star Wars book quote is from Cataclysm by Lydia Kang.
Oh, no.
And it comes from Yaddle. And it's when she says, "There is no losing until there is nothing worth saving. And there is much to save, Master Son. Even when we feel most alone, there is always something to save."
Wow. Claps and snaps for that one. That was really good.
Yeah. That is my favorite Star Wars book quote.
That is a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I remembered more quotes off the top of my head right now. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll figure out what one of my favorite one is, one of my favorites is, and I will post it on Twitter, or some call it X. My handle's right there below my face. I'll try to do that maybe like after this, because I really want to share. We could do an episode at some point that's like our favorite Star Wars book quotes. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Mark it in the future things that we want to do. I don't know.
All right. Another card?
Yeah. Let's do another one.
Okay, which category?
Remind me of the categories.
Technology, the galaxy, the Force, creatures, and characters.
Let's do the Force.
All right.
That sounds good. I like that.
Pick a card, any card.
I hope everyone is having a great time. I am having a wonderful time. Even though, as usual, it's very hot in here. It's all the screens.
Who do you know in real life who's most like a Jedi? How has this person helped you?
Oh, dear.
I have to think about this one.
I also have to think about this one. What's like a Jedi?
Oh.
Most like a Jedi. Oh, you know what? Ooh, this is gonna make me emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with this one. In a lot of ways, my grandma reminded me of, a lot of what the Jedi might represent. I'm just gonna do this. Just like, she was, her whole, purpose in life and what she strove to do and succeeded in doing for a very long time was all she ever wanted to do was help people. That was all she did. Just like volunteering her time, her entire self, everything. Like, she only cared about making sure other people had what they needed and making sure that everyone's lives were as good as they could be despite the circumstances. And that was always really cool to me and very inspiring to me. And I think I get a lot of my wanting to always help people. She never had anything bad to say about anyone. She just, all she cared about was just loving everyone and making sure everyone was good to go. What?
Like, this is just getting emotional hour. Like, nobody knew they were going to get this.
That's she's the first person I thought of. I miss her very much. But, no one's ever really gone.
Another good Star Wars movie quote.
You know what? That's also a very good Star Wars movie quote. I think of her every day when I'm, doing what I do, because she just believed in everyone and believed in me. And I'm going to stop talking about this. Not because I don't want to, but because,
Yeah. I think I'm going to also pick a family member. I think I'm going to go with my dad.
I was going to say your dad.
I think so, for a lot of the same reasons. Of like, he does a lot in terms of like community work and like helping people. There's that whole idea. Another good Star Wars book quote from The Living Force, like Qui-Gon's quote about help one person, right? Like you help one person, like that's that's enough to kind of have an impact on the galaxy, or the world, if we want put it in the real world, real world terms. Yeah.
Well, even like just in the way that like he'll come over and just like, do you need this fixed?
Yeah,
do you need
exactly.
Me to do anything? Like, it's not even like he'll just like, oh, I brought my tools. What can I do?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like the first time I met him, he was so much like, do you need water? Do you need like, what do you need? Like, what can I do for you?
And, yeah.
Great first impression.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest first impression was your cat, though, who doesn't like anyone, and immediately just climbed into my lap and said, "Hello, we are best friends now."
Yes, yeah. Zeus is very much Sith. He is very un-Jedi.
Yeah. He bites you like every time you go over there.
Yeah. Anger, fear, aggression. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, and he kind of just rules the house too.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Another category.
Yeah. You said the galaxy is one.
Yeah.
Right? All right, let's do one of those.
Let's do the galaxy.
This is fun.
It is.
We could just do this for hours.
We really could.
We could just do this for hours.
Pick a card, any card.
I'm trying not to pick like the one like at the very top. I love the design of these.
Yes.
Once you read it, like hold up the card, like they're just so pretty.
See, like look at. All right. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very beautifully designed.
They really are.
All right.
Great job.
What job do you think you'd have in the Star Wars galaxy?
Not a journalist. Maybe. No, like I've read a lot of Star Wars books. Maybe that's not. It's not the. Maybe that's not the best. What job would I have though? Do you know your answer for this one?
Let me see.
I mean, you could be like a historian.
Yeah, I mean, I could just be Beaumont Kin, like, but I mean, if the Star Wars galaxy is anything like our own, I would end up flaming out of the market, and I end up in Cyril Karn's job. You know, when he's in the weird cube.
Oh no. I mean that's kind of what your life is.
This is kind of right now. Yeah, I'm just like in this giant space and these like weird little cube things. So, like, just sifting through numbers. I don't even remember what he does. But
yeah. Oh man. What are some cool? Shout out some cool jobs in the Star Wars universe. Well, I think of what I would end up doing. If you think you know what job I would be good at, also let me know that. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. Thank you.
Pretty much like most other jobs in Star Wars, I would just die very fast.
I mean, yeah, same. That's why I'm trying to pick a good one. I mean, there is something to be said about people who record history and the chronicler, for example, someone who wants to tell the real stories of what happened. That's kind of what I was born to do. So here we are. Drink that water. It's very important.
Yes, make sure you're hydrating. Viewers.
Yeah, hydrate. Everyone take a minute, hydrate. We'll be here. I did forget to mention, I'll mention this right now. If you're watching this live and you can't watch the whole thing, this will live on the channel for you to finish watching later. And everyone who couldn't quite make it will be able to watch this later also. So that'll be there for you. If you can't stay the whole time, which is fine, just letting you know, it'll be watchable later. I will make sure to remember to make sure that's the case. No, but like anything where I can kind of tell stories, have other people tell stories. I'm quite good at that, I think.
Agreed.
Thank you. He has to be nice to me. All of you do. Just for one day.
All right, so we have creatures and technology that we've not yet done.
Technology sounds interesting.
All right, let's do technology.
If we're having fun, send a little, I don't know, fire emoji in the chat. I want to see all fire emojis. Let's go. Give me those flames. Not that. Oh, one fell, I think.
No, you're good. It didn't fall.
Okay.
All right. Princess Leia is polite to droids. Are you kind to the smart devices in your home?
I really am, I think. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind to like all of our appliances. We may or may not have given them names.
Yeah. They're members of the family.
Well, so I can't yell at the coffee maker because it has a name. When it doesn't do the job right, it's not its fault. Sometimes things happen. I'm very kind to all beings, whether sentient or not.
I would say I am too.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah. I do sometimes get upset at our router though. But I think that's probably more the company's fault.
For the record, I haven't seen the stream breaking at all this time.
No.
There would be a little message, but we haven't gotten it yet. So this seems to be going better than last time. Of course, I'm not trying to play hunters, but yeah, that's a funny one. I like that one. Because are you really going to admit to not being kind to your coffee maker if you're not?
Exactly.
I don't know. I promise I'm telling the truth. Yeah, we got one more category.
All right, we got creatures.
Creatures. speaking of creatures, where did our creature go?
I don't know.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Give her that frozen peanut butter and she disappears. So sorry if you were looking forward to our third co-host making an appearance. She might actually be asleep by now. I don't know.
All right, creatures. Which is creepier, a mechanical droid spider or a fanged ice spider?
Both?
But you have to pick one.
The fanged one.
Any particular reason?
I mean, it just sounds creepier to me. I mean, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Let me think about this. Just creepier. This is hard.
Yeah.
Fanged ice spider, mechanical droid spider.
I guess, like... I don't know. Well, I know, maybe, because, like, the droid spider, is that almost creepier because, like, it shouldn't exist, but it does? But then, arguably, should the other one also not exist?
Yeah. Okay. Tom's got an interesting argument for droid spider. He says that means a being somewhere decided to create a droid in the shape of a spider.
Awful. I hate it.
Well, because immediately what I thought of when I read mechanical droid spider is I thought about the thing on Mandalore.
Yeah.
In season 3 of The Mandalorian, like the weird thing that's piloted by the eye.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's like that level, and then there's like the Bomar monks, you know?
Right.
Like the Bomar monks, it's like, it's fine. It's like, I mean, it's got a brain in a jar, so admittedly still kind of creepy, but it's like fine, like fairly benign. Right. But like the weird spider eye robot thing, like I would be incredibly creeped out by that. Yeah. So maybe I do still want to give it to droid spider.
I still don't want either of them.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want that. We can do a couple more.
All right.
You want to do a couple more?
Yeah. No, I saw Eli's comments. Of course, the first thought is the thing that looks like General Grievous.
You have a lot of Grievi.
I do. They're not in here anymore.
No, I get all my shelves in this office now.
Yeah.
To my Bo-Katan and Phasma shrine.
All right, let's see. Let's get a category from the chat.
Yeah.
Drop a category.
Read the categories one more time for him.
Technology, galaxy, the Force, creatures, and characters.
Yeah. Pick a category, any category. First one is the one we'll go with. These are so fun. Like, you could do this at, like, parties.
Yeah.
Or, just the two of us when our power goes out and we have nothing else to
Exactly.
do.
Shout out to Kelly Knox.
Yeah. I didn't know what else to say to that.
All right, we got one from Eli, the Force. All right, let's do it.
The Force.
Your brother's calling?
Of course he is.
And then Tom also chimed in with the Force. Look at that. Okay, so we got consensus.
My brother will have to wait until later.
All right. Pick a card, any card. That card. Okay.
Got to get my brother on the show at some point. I think that would be hilarious. He would actually have to read a book, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever get him to do that.
In 10 words or less, how would you describe the Force to someone who's never seen Star Wars?
The Force. To someone. Oh boy, it's a hard one.
All right. Okay, now I have to think 10 words or less.
10 words or less, yeah. You really have to, like, think on your feet with these. Sorry, brother, for not answering your call. My bad. The Force. I mean, is it as simple as the thing that connects us all? It doesn't really describe what it is, but, like, how do you know?
Yeah.
We're so used to, like, just, like, knowing what the Force is. Like, how do you, like, to my friend who's never seen Star Wars and they ask what's the Force?
Yeah.
Because it's not really something you, like, worship. It's not something you know, it kind of just is all around. We're really, really bad at this one. If you have your 10-word or less descriptions, love to read those. Throw them in the chat. I don't think I've seen any flames.
No, Tom gave us a flame.
Oh, look at that flame. There it is.
Yeah, we got a flame.
Appreciate that.
You know, Eli dropped part of the Obi-Wan quote about it's an energy field created by all living things.
That's good.
Which I do think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say something like, sort of like you said, like the energy that connects all things. I was trying to remember, I was trying to pull from my brain the Luke quote from The Last Jedi. And it's something close to what I just said.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah. Or he's like, it's not a power, and then he says something else, and I don't really like totally remember what the something else
not
is.
A power you have. It's.
Yeah. I think he says something. It's the energy between all things. Yeah, it's something like that.
Something like that. I think that is the easiest way to describe.
Yeah.
What it is. The really difficult thing, because if you're a nerd like us, you want to get into it, is like the Force kind of means different things to different cultures around the galaxy.
Yeah.
Like we kind of saw that in the Acolyte, right? What the Force means to you and what you try to use it for, so to speak, if you're using it at all. You may be really against that concept.
Right.
You looked at me like,
what?
Like, what do you mean? Have you read The High Republic?
I have read The High Republic.
Phase 2?
Yes. Of course.
Shall we pick another one?
Yeah. Any particular category you want to pick?
Character was fun.
All right, let's do characters.
I love getting to pick which one I want. We get to have cake after this.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sorry that I can't share my cake with all of you. This one. That's a lot of words.
All right. Oh, if you were Grogu, would you have chosen to stay?
I'm sorry. Is this a safe space? Just keep going.
If you were Grogu, would you have chosen to stay and train with Luke Skywalker or to return to the Mandalorian Din Djarin? Why?
All right, why did I have like my answer already prepared in my head for this? I don't know why. Listen. Oh, am I gonna go to Sad Town again? I'm sorry. This is just what you get when you come here. Listen. Grogu is going to live for a very long time. A very long time. Din Djarin is not going to live forever. Not for that same amount of time. He's going to live for, compared to Grogu, a very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu has his whole centuries of life to, do what he wants to do. So, if I were Grogu, I would go with Mando while Mando is still around, because he's my dad. But, when that time passes, then he can go train to be a Jedi. I
love it. That's like the I would wish for 3 more wishes answer. Like, that's what that is, Like, that's like... You just avoid making the choice.
I answered the question. What do you want from me? That's my answer.
The answer is you chose both.
But that's what he could do. He has the ability to that's making a choice. Is you're choosing to put off the Jedi training until later and go hang out with your dad.
Yeah. All right. And okay, now Tom is asking us an interesting epistemological question, which is, does Grogu know that he lives a long time?
Didn't Luke tell him that?
Yeah, Luke tells him that. I guess we can ask the question of does he perceive what Luke is saying?
Yeah, are you at an age? Well, because Grogu ages differently, so
yes.
He's is he at an age where he can, he can understand things, but is he at an age where he can comprehend existential,
yes,
stuff?
Yeah.
And plus, I wonder in Star Wars what it's like for someone like that who, could live 900 years,
mm-hmm.
but doesn't know, that's how long their species lives. But humans, for example, don't live that long. So, like, how do you... It's hard for us to comprehend what that's like because Star Wars galaxy is not our galaxy. Like, you know a bunch of humans who live, you know, an average amount of time. I don't know. These questions are, like... I'm getting too deep.
Yeah.
And emotional. Man, I just... maybe I'm just not a fun person.
Let's see. What would I pick if I were in Grogu's spot? I mean, like, if I try to assume Grogu's point of view and his experiences and stuff, I think I probably also make the pick of going with Din.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? That was the other part of the question.
Yeah, I think. Again, if I'm trying to think about this from Din's point of view, like, I think there's something on the Jedi path that's like, if you're that young, there's like sort of an abstraction to it. Like, does Grogu understand what it means to be a Jedi?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that means anything to him, right? That's like, it's like there's an older person like telling him to do these things and to exercise these powers. But it's like, you know, you go back to that whole like Yoda quote about like the deepest commitment, the most serious mind, and like that's what it means to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
And it's like that's all very sort of abstract of the whole like, you know, guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy, like that, like that's just like whoosh, you know, if you're 50-year-old Grogu.
Right.
Whereas like you go to Din and like that actually is something like real. Like,
right.
It's this relationship that you have with this person. It's this bond that you have for this person you care about.
Right. Well, and I think the interesting thing about Luke is, you know, it used to work in, you know, the Jedi Order where, like, you didn't have a choice. Your parents were kind of, you either found your parents were like, yeah, he can go train to be a Jedi when he's, like, not old enough to make that choice. And you go off and you train and whatever. But Luke is like, I'm going to let you choose.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you decide if training as a Jedi, which is something you may not even fully understand what that is yet, if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to go back to a life that you really started to understand and appreciate, which is, I'm going to go on all these adventures with this dude in a helmet whose face I saw like one time. Because if that's comforting to you, you should have the ability to choose that if that's what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that like really made me appreciate Luke because, you know, in his new way of doing things, you know, there's traditions in with a Jedi that you're going to honor, but you can kind of say like, I'm going to give them a choice as to what they want to do with their lives. I like it.
Do we want to do another one?
Let's do another one.
All right. What's the category?
The galaxy.
All right, the galaxy.
Just gotta pick one. What does your heart tell you? The galaxy. The galaxy. You said that today when we were at the comic book store.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to... What were you trying to choose? Oh, you're trying to choose whether or not to take multiple?
I don't know.
things?
Maybe.
I don't know. Got all your droids.
Yeah, I did.
Should have brought them over here. Show them off.
All right.
Oh, no.
It's karaoke night at the Mos Eisley Cantina. What song do you perform for the tough crowd?
Like a Star Wars song or just like a song?
I think just a song. I mean, you could do a Star Wars song.
I don't know enough Star Wars
Okay.
songs. What song? I don't like karaoke.
That's what's fun about the prompt is you gotta pick one.
I mean, what would you pick?
Let me think on it another minute.
Are you gonna pick a Taylor Swift song?
It's possible I will pick a Taylor Swift song.
Listen to Space 50s, a Star Wars and Taylor Swift podcast, hosted by us. That's not a joke. It really exists. It's very fun. Karaoke. I gotta pick any song.
Oh, I think I know which one I'm gonna pick.
Go for it, because I can't think of one. I gotta think of
Like
one.
it's not obviously an in-universe song, but I would also do it. Do you know the Saga Begins?
Yes.
Yeah, Weird Al's version of American Pie.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's
what I would do. I think it would like it fits that like Venn diagram of like being both like it's not in universe, but it also is in universe. So that's the song I do.
That is absolutely perfect. Oh no! I just gotta pick one song.
Yeah.
Pick one song. Why is this the only song that's coming to my...
Then it's because it's the right answer.
It's the Tortured Poets Department.
What? Sure.
I have it stuck in my head.
I don't know that you're gonna win over the tough crowd that is in the question prompt, but sure.
I mean, you could pick a really well-known song, like what? What's like a go-to like karaoke song, like that one that everyone's gonna pick because everyone knows it. You really have to do not what I did, which is pick a song that everyone knows.
Yeah.
So that way, like, but then here's the problem: if you pick a song this has always been my philosophy, and this is why I don't do karaoke. If you pick a song that everyone knows, then they're gonna judge you harder because they know the song and what it's supposed to sound like. And unless you're really, really, really good, which I'm not, then they're gonna judge you because if it doesn't sound like as good as the original, they know that because they know the song. So you have to pick something that no one has ever heard before, because then like maybe you sound okay to them.
All right,
You know?
I dig that. I dig that philosophy,
Yeah.
that approach.
I don't do karaoke. I think I did it one time at a friend's house, and the other girls at the sleepover were not very nice to me.
No.
So I don't do karaoke anymore. Being like 12 and 13 is really hard. That's all. You said one already. Yes.
Yes, I gave my answer.
That was a much better pick.
Thank you.
I loved if we ever do like now this is lit live like in person somewhere.
God.
do karaoke.
Have me do the Saga Begins.
Celebration in 2027. Sure. Why not? We'll make it happen. You want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. Pick a category.
I
I guess the only ones we haven't done a second round of, I think, are technology and creatures.
do technology again.
All
Why
right,
not?
technology.
Why not? This is so fun. I hope everyone is having a great time. Are you hydrating? I really hope you're hydrating. It's very important that you do that.
Oh, this might be a tough one, which is, if you constructed your own lightsaber, what materials would you use for the hilt?
You know my answer. Beskar.
Beskar. All right. Yeah.
Hard question. Come on. Who am I? I'd whip out my dark saber right now if it wasn't now mounted to my wall. You gotta think about it.
Yeah, I gotta think about it.
Here's the thing about the darksaber. I could talk about it for 2 hours nonstop. No research necessary. I know the entire history, beginning to end. I could tell it all to you right now. Recite the whole thing. There was this guy. Now I can't remember his name because I'm on a stream and I can't think straight.
What?
The first Mandalorian Jedi.
Tar Vizsla?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Created the darksaber, and then everything went downhill from there, and now it's gone again.
Yeah. I'm trying. Let me see. What would be?
I really could give me a TED talk. In fact, let me write a whole book about it. I could literally write the entire thing in like a week. You think I'm exaggerating? I'm not.
No. So my initial train of thought where I was going was inspired by a recent show. I was like, could you build like a cortosis lightsaber? And but I don't think it would actually would it short itself out? I think it might.
That would be okay. That would be hilarious if you spent all this time building that lightsaber and it just didn't.
Like you try to get into battle, it's like it just fizzles out.
You would have thought at that point that someone would have tried to tell you that it didn't work. What if they did try to tell you it didn't work, but you just didn't listen? You just didn't listen.
Yeah. But I think so. The second answer I'm going to go with that I was thinking about was, I always found like one of the hilt designs that I like the most in terms of from a material point of view is I always like gungees.
Yeah.
That it's made out of wood. I think probably Rocher wood. I think it's from Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
So I think I would probably go with maybe that same material or something else natural like that. I think his is a very sort of unique look.
Yeah.
And I know even when we've played Survivor and you do all those lightsaber customizations in Survivor, they also have some really nice natural wood hilts that you can do. And so yeah, I think it would just make for a very unique kind of lightsaber because you don't see that very often.
Oh man, this is really fun. I like, if you think about lightsaber construction, I can say words. It really does give you the opportunity to kind of customize it in a way that is honoring you and who you are and what matters to you. Thus my Beskar answer.
Mm-hmm. All right, Eli's corrected me that Gungees is the wood from the Brelark tree.
Of course you know that, Eli. Yeah. Of course you know that.
My bad. Hashtag fake fan.
Eli is just our dedicated fact checker.
Yeah, pretty much. He is, yeah.
He's just an encyclopedia. You didn't even have to look that you looked it up, didn't you? You didn't have to. It was in your brain. I know you.
Hashtag fake fan. Didn't know Gungee's lightsaber hilt material.
What are you even doing here?
I know.
You don't belong here. Get out of here. Get out of here. It'll be just me. Imagine me trying to do a stream by myself. Nah. It's not gonna happen. Let's do, since we're at about an hour, let's do one more. And
okay,
then,
one more.
Yeah, one more, and then maybe you can, we'll do one more, and then maybe we'll allow a few minutes to maybe ask us some book questions.
All right, so we haven't done creatures then.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, let's wrap up tonight's session on creatures.
The title of this is technically a book Q&A, so ask us book questions.
Yeah. Throw some book questions in the chat while we're doing this, and then we'll kind of circle back to the book questions.
We'll catch up to you.
All right. Jabba's Rancor Keeper loves his Rancor. Which Star Wars creature do you find cute, even if no one else does?
Which one do I find cute?
Even if no one else does. Yeah. So there's that. So you can't do porgs.
What if that was my answer?
But other people find them cute.
I know. The foxes on Crate.
Oh yeah, the crystal critters is what Finn calls them. Eli can drop in the chat their actual name. So
I'm blanking on their actual name. I do have their Funko. You may not find them. Maybe do other people find them cute because I find them adorable and I want one. You couldn't hug them.
Yeah, no, that would probably hurt.
Reasons. For one, it would hurt, and two, they probably don't like that very much.
Yeah.
But I love them. I love foxes.
Okay, I gotta think of a creature, Vulptices. Thank you, Eli.
See?
All right, I gotta think a creature that I find cute that other people don't. Oh, that's hard. And I have to think of Star Wars creatures. I'm not the best creature person.
And if this is a droid question.
Yeah, if it was a droid question, I have them off the top of my head, but I don't
If it was a droid, who would you pick?
That I find cute that nobody else does?
Or just a droid that you're you want to have in your house, even if everyone else hates them.
I bet that's probably a technology question somewhere in there.
Is.
I think in that case, I would probably do a droid I would want to have in my house, even though everybody has. I mean, I kind of want to say Mr. Bones. It would be that with that caveat. It'd be either Mr. Bones or Chopper.
Chopper. We kind of do have a Chopper.
Yeah, we do.
He doesn't get along with the dog very well.
Yeah.
Where is he? Trapper.
Oh, I think on one of my shelves downstairs in my office.
Okay, cool. Cool.
But let me see if I can answer the actual
Yeah,
question.
sure.
Think of a Star Wars creature. That I would find cute.
I'm trying to think of another one. There's probably a bunch. That I'm just not
Yeah,
thinking of.
I'm really not good with creatures.
Drop your favorite creature in the chat. Creatures are hard because like a lot of them like only appear for like a little while and then you never see them again.
I know this is a bananas answer, but
I
like
love that. Go for it.
As far as the special edition version goes, there's something sort of cute about a Sarlacc. I don't know.
Care to elaborate on what
I don't know.
means?
Like once you have like, I mean, like not so much in the OG version when it's just like a pet, you know. But then it's got like the little beak, and then it's like almost kind of like bird-like, you know. I don't know.
Do you understand what a Sarlacc does?
I understand what it does. I also understand what the Rancor does, but the idea is like you still find it cute, even though like other people might be like creeped out by it.
The Sarlacc.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, if you really think about it, like that was a really unfortunate ending to this. Like, was that really necessary? Honestly, okay, I have mixed feelings about that show, but that moment was really cool. Like, that was like, do you like Star Wars? Here you go. Yeah. Any book questions before we to avoid any more technical difficulties? We'll skip the games, the other games, for this particular stream. But if you have any book questions specifically, we're here. We're ready. We talked about Chris Kempfel's book. I'm still not technically reading a Star Wars book right now. I'm kind of waiting for the next High Republic book, if I'm being honest. Which is called... Remind me of what it is called.
Beware the Nameless.
Yes. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. That rhymed. I'm now trying to think of a book question I can ask you. If we don't get any. There's a really big delay. It's not... I don't think I can fix it. It's just how it is. So when you hear us ask a question, you answer it. There's...
All right. Oh, we got a question from Tom. All right. What era other than the sequel trilogy era do you think most needs / do you want to see get new stories?
I mean, we talked on the show before about that time period between episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We're getting the Mace Windu book in October.
Yes.
Had a moment. October. So that's gonna be great. But I think there's really not a lot. There's really not a lot, and I'm very interested in. The problem is there's not really a lot going on. So, allegedly in the galaxy at that point. So like,
there's a lot happening in the galaxy.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. We don't have a lot of stories.
Yeah,
there,
there's a lot of interesting stories that you can tell in that period.
You just want to tell stories about droids. You just want more droid stories.
I want more droids. I want more Separatist stories.
I know.
Like that whole 10 years, like we don't know anything about them. Like in canon, we don't really know anything about them.
That would be really interesting. Or even like a Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, but for separatists.
Oh, I'd write that.
I know you would.
So for my answer, I think that's a really good pick. Is that period? And like you said, we talked about on the show. Mm-hmm. We got 2 more book questions in here in the chat. But in the interest of giving a different answer, I'm going to say the period between Phase 2 and 1 of the High Republic.
Oh.
So that 100 150, 100 years.
Give me more Ziri and Fontu. I will not elaborate.
Yeah. It's like I think there's I want more Ziri Fontu stuff. Like I want that. I want more Martero stuff.
I know.
I want so much more Martero stories. I love Martero. Like, and I want so much more Martero stories, and just in general, kind of early Nile stories.
Yeah.
Because we get like, they're like little crumbs in like Eye of the Storm about like how the Nile kind of come together, like in that period of like the sort of like Marta, Shala, Asgard period, so, aka pre-Martian. But we still don't know like a ton about what happens there. So I want more of those stories. Yeah, give me more of the like Iram Arano stuff. I want some more of that. Yeah, and then just following like some of these other characters that we know as sort of like bridge characters. Like what's Porter doing? Like what's Vise doing? Like yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, we got a couple questions in the chat right now. All right, so another question from Tom. This is really towards you. When interviewing authors, other than asking about their personal Star Wars journey, is a favorite for you to ask? Like, what other question?
That's a really good question that I have to think about. I'm thinking about this because of some questions I was writing yesterday. If possible, I like to try to ask a question that's very specific to an author's like interest, or if there's a character I know they really like. I'm going to be hopefully, depending on whether or not I'm allowed to, I'm going to be asking someone a question specifically about a character that they're a little bit obsessed with in the best way possible. I think I do that for a couple of reasons. One, because I want to know. And two, because I like to make personal connections when possible, because it just makes the interview more fun. Because if you're asking questions that are specific to like an author's like fandom, to them that says, oh, you took the time to like really look into or pay attention to what I care about. And on my end, it's just fun. I try to do that when I can. It depends on it depends on things are falling over. It depends on what the interview is, how much time I have. Personalize it. You gotta do it. You gotta show like the person that you really are invested. That's why I don't ask like the same 5 questions to every author, because I just don't think that's very exciting or interesting or fun.
All right, so we got 2 more questions, one from Eli and the third from Tom. All right, the Eli question. Pick one Acolyte character that isn't Kelnaka because he's already getting one to receive a spin-off book/comic series. Soul.
We got hints about his past. In episode 7. I want to know more. I want to know more about the kind of things that may have led to the events. I'm not going to spoil it. The events that we see unfold. Well, I guess we already know kind of what happened in the past. But, give me more Soul. We need more Soul now more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
I mean, future seasons may kind of give us this kind of stuff, but my answer is Chimere.
Yes.
I want the like his Jedi time and like what happens there, his Sith time. Again, this is probably we will all dive into this in one form or another if we get future seasons. Right. Whether in like flashback form or it's just going to be conveyed to us through exposition.
Right.
So we will probably find out a lot of that stuff. But I would still want that.
That sounds really interesting. And who knows? Like we could get a lot of answers and more story in more seasons of The Acolyte, but that doesn't mean we can't get other stuff. just look at how many comics we've had that are Darth Vader focused. Anything could happen.
We got a new we got a late entrance into the chat, which is old Rick Villanueva has joined us.
Rick. I don't know.
All right. And then all right, Tom's third question here. What type of character would you like to see more POV from in a book or books? And he sort of qualifies the type, so it could be either a personality quirk or characteristic, or a creature, species, etc.
Can I say Mandalorians?
Yeah.
Can I say Can I say we need more Mandalorian stories? Can I say I would like to write more Mandalorian stories? I like Mandalorians. There's a whole show about them, so I understand. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that.
All right. Okay, so my answer, I'll give actually on. Well, I'll give like a runner-up answer, which is on species. Kalish. We need more. There's barely any. There's barely any in canon. There's barely any.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy. But my somewhat like that is a semi-serious answer. My more serious answer is droids.
You're also the guy.
I need a book with a droid protagonist. As in, like, not part of, like, supporting, like, an L3 capacity. Like, I need them to be, like, the main character.
I mean, if you could make it work.
If you can make it work. Because here's the thing.
I'm showing you.
You're saying if you can make it
Over
work.
here.
It can absolutely work. Get back in camera. The only limit to doing that is imagination. Because you can absolutely do it. Right? You can have, like, look at, for example, like look at something like Star Wars Visions with, like, TOB1, right? You can do a whole hero's journey thing with a droid. Like that right there is, like, it's whatever, 10, 15 minutes long. But it's a perfect example. Like, you can absolutely do a droid POV, right? Like, we have gotten, like, one thing we've gotten, especially, like, in latter year Star Wars storytelling, right, is that, like, right, that has looked sort of at inner lives of droids, right, is that, like, they are capable of the full range of emotions and experiences, and, like, they can have trauma, right, like, you get a chopper, a B2 emo, right, like, they can go through the whole sort of arc of experiences and feelings and whatever that any old organic character. But we still largely just relegate them to supporting cast. So I want someone to write a book that is about a droid. It's from their point of view. I desperately want it, or I want to do it.
I believe you can make me cry about droids.
Yes, I can do it.
I believe. Give a thumbs up if you also believe. This is fun. I'm stalling because I don't want to say goodbye. One more question.
All right, yeah. Throw one more question in the chat.
Question. I know I haven't had any water because it's now behind the microphone. I should probably have some.
Oh, yes. Rick dropped this in ND5. My God, I want an ND5 novel. Give me an Outlaws tie-in novel about that guy and how he got his slutty jacket. Like, please.
Do you have, like, a whole list of all the droid things you want
Yes! Yeah. ND5 tie-in novel. Kalani after Rebels. Like, give me all that stuff.
I married you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, something I love about the Star Wars expanded universe, let's call it that for the purposes of this conversation, there is infinite possibilities. You could really go anywhere. You could do a book, a comic, a show about really anything. Well, shows are harder. But books and comics. Oh my God, what if it was like an audio drama, but it's all droids, like battle droids?
Yeah, like the droid tales, whatever the shows that we're never getting. What did they announce? A droid story. Yeah, that one.
Whatever happened to that?
That's the question, isn't it? That's always the question. All right. Not a Star Wars question, not a book question, but from Tom. What kind of cake are you celebrating with?
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's all chocolate.
I'm really curious to see how it turned out.
Yeah, it's sort of like a chocolate chip thing,
Yeah.
essentially.
Shout out to this is so embarrassing. Shout out to Johnny Cakes. Shout out to Johnny Cakes for the cake mix. He didn't send it to me personally.
That would have been amazing if you did.
I
But
purchased it myself.
our good friend Johnny Cakes, our bestie.
Just tag him on Twitter. No, don't do that. Don't. Don't do that. Listen, it's a long story. Don't worry about it. Oh. On that note, should we go have some cake?
Yeah.
This has been fun. Appreciate your patience with the with the technical difficulties. It's not my fault, and I will figure it out for future streams. But I hope you enjoyed the very short Galaxy of Heroes on PC preview that you got to see for 4 seconds. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, listening to us talk about Star Wars and books, and what does your heart tell you, and all that stuff. Really appreciate everyone for coming and hanging out. It's been a great day, and this just made it even better. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go call my brother back, and then have some cake. And I hope that all of you have a great rest of your evening. And we will let you know when we're gonna do this again, and in what capacity. We might be doing it a little later from now on. 6 o'clock is a little bit of a squeeze, but we'll figure it out. All right, I don't want to say goodbye, but bye.
Bye, people.
Bye.